One of the basic principles of the gospel is this, that life begins at conception. And that in the mother's womb, a pregnant mother's womb, there is life. We see in Psalms 139, it reads this, "For you formed my inward parts, you wove me in my mother's womb." Just look at Luke chapter 1, where it talks about when Elizabeth was pregnant with John the Baptist, and she greeted her cousin Mary, who was pregnant with, just a few weeks pregnant most likely, with Jesus. And it says when they met for the first time since they were both pregnant, that John the Baptist leapt in the womb of his mother. This was unbelievable. And in fact, not only did he leap, but it says his mother was filled with the Holy Spirit. We should be rejoicing over last week's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade on the federal level. Undeniably, this was God's hand upon our nation. And I stand with all the believers and Christians who are rejoicing. Be encouraged. This is a great day for our country. Maybe the single greatest event, at least one of the single greatest events in the history of this great nation. Now, I want to speak to this subject as well, because what I see happening right now in the church is very interesting. I see two things going on. I see that churches, ministers, pastors that have built an entire ministry on what they perceive as social justice are furious today. Pastors, ministers, worship movements who have built their entire ministries on the kingdom and Jesus and releasing the presence of God throughout the nations, they rejoice today. Tens of thousands of people have been praying, interceding, weeping over this very issue. So this Roe v. Wade being overturned, I'm telling you right now, God's hand was upon it. And also let me tell you this, to the women who've had abortions, there is grace for you. There is mercy for you. There is forgiveness for you. God is not holding this against you. In fact, God is wooing you to Him. There is so much grace for you. God desires to heal your heart. We open our hearts to you as Encounter Church Vegas. In fact, Encounter Church is putting our money where our mouth is. And we are now going to be partnering with a local women's organization who helps mothers who have had unwanted pregnancies, who are thinking about abortion. They help them either through putting it up for adoption, helping them go through adoption, or just walking them through that. We are going to be supporting this local resource center. So we are putting our money where our mouth is. And I encourage you to do the same if you can. I also don't want you to give into the lie, buy into the big lie that churches aren't doing anything. Do you know that nearly twice as many Christians will adopt children than non-Christians? The church is doing some great things. The church funds adoption clinics all across the nation. But today, we rejoice. Roe v. Wade was overturned. Be encouraged, rejoice. There's work to do, but today is not the day to point fingers. Today is to rejoice.